Hello, computer of the internet, and welcome back to Johnny...
Cat Patty Simulator 2019.
Yes.
My cat is so noisy. She loves to meow.
Yes, she's also a little brat because she keeps opening the door.
Anyway, let's see what happens when I press this. It's no use showing evidence I'm not sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence.
I'm pretty sure this is game over.
See ya, G?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Aji, I leave the rest to you.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
What?
Kitty, wait.
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Kitty, you're too close to the microphone. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. I know. You don't like being picked up, but I can't have you knocking over the microphone by accident. Goodness.
Anyway.
Mr. Edgeworth? What do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse testimony.
Refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this mysterious person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth...
Kitty, what are you doing? Why? Why are you patting my shoulder?
The defendant, Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task? To dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
I think that's the dog.
Right, but I thought you were trying to figure out who was...
Oh, okay. I was, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's almost definitely the dog.
Yeah, anyway. Hold on. I don't know.
Huh?
I was right.
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right.
He's threatening the judge.
He's threatening Lana.
Oh.
Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you've never supported such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. Have a lunch date to meet.
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth.
Yeah, that chief. He's something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe!
Ha ha ha! I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Could he mean... Maya?
Still, Looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand?
It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify.
Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Risks. What did he mean by that?
It's simple. If the Chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
Lana, I think?
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything, too?
No,
It's
Emma. Okay. Emma! Are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah, now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. And what do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see.
Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait here?
No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
To be continued.
Again.
Right.
Just the fact that, like, Edgeworth is, like, on our side and he also really, really wants to, like, he also knows that Gant's been out to shit and he really wants to see Gant taken down just as much as we do. Like,
Right.
that's just really fucking cool to see them, like, bantering by each other, but also, like, working together to take down the actual guy.
Yeah. The prosecution and the defense
Honestly,
working together.
I wish that's how more court cases worked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, it would be nice.
that's what their job is, honestly.
Yeah, to find out the truth.
Yeah. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But, Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have here to get Gant.
I have worked alongside Gant for years. There is no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Why is she still trying to hide?
I don't know.
Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
How many years exactly?
Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gann and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases.
She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia.
Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why...
But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And...
Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana!
So, that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago?
You say you did this all by yourself?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in this struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
Also, how is she able to read my mind? This isn't the first time I've noticed this either. Like, every now and again.
Parentheses of your mental thing, and then Edgeworth will say something in relation to it or whatever.
No, it's always been Emma.
Well, Edgeworth has done it a couple times.
Has he?
Yeah. We'll go back to some of the newer videos, but he's definitely done it once or twice.
Oh, if you say so.
So, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the wound?
And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that? You, of all people, should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I would ask for the sake of others. Why did you plant the knife, or why did you move the body?
Well, we know why she moved the body.
So why did you plant? Well, why did you do that?
Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason this guy fabricated the knife.
I knew the type of body found would be other proof we needed.
Kitty, the door was already cracked! Why do you do this?
Because she's a brat! I keep telling you this!
But I love her!
I know, I love her too, but that doesn't mean that she's not a brat.
Oh my goodness.
See? She even agrees with her testimony. Meow, 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 meow.
According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right?
Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did.
Hmm.
My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. I had nothing to do with Emma.
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking at the murderer? From looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists that she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it all alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Okay, well, her testimony changed. And that's always... This is the part that changed, right?
Put it inside the wound, then move the body. I think so.
So that means I have to present something on that. What does his autopsy report say?
A single stab wound piercing the heart lung. Died from loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip.
That's not it, right?
Was there more to that? Like another page to look at, or is it?
No,
that's it. All right. I don't think so.
What could this be? Maybe I'll try it. Okay, that's not it.
Could it be the handprint with Emma's fingerprints on it, proving that maybe she was the one that?
No.
Oh, well.
I can try the knife.
All right.
That's not it.
I like how he always says, this clearly reveals a contradiction.
Yeah, I know, right?
When it's wrong. No. Nope. What'd you use there?
The SL9 file cases.
Okay. Are we sure it's that part of her testimony?
Yeah, that's the part that changed.
Well, maybe something else changed and I just didn't get to it. No, never mind.
Wait, that also changed.
No, that was already there.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was definitely there before.
I don't think it was.
Well, what's after move the body? Oh.
Okay, let's try using the same evidence on this. What? That's nothing. It's just the names.
Is it the vase somehow? The jar?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Okay, let's use the knife again. See if that.
wait. The fact that it had nothing to do with Emma, put the jar up for that, and that proves that.
Why would that matter?
Because Jake wrote Mr. Marshall wrote his name on it, or wrote her name on it, proving that it had something to do with Emma, which contradicts what she says there, that it had nothing to do with it.
Well, I can try it. No.
Damn it! I really thought that was. Is it the shield thingy?
I don't think so.
Because it's still missing the Howard thing that was apparently the weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna try using the same evidence I used on the other one with this one.
Alright. And that's a no. I feel so stupid. Well, not so stupid. I do feel a little stupid. Is it the artwork on the back of the fucking evidence list?
Why would it be that? Wait. Okay, I think those are everything I used.
Yeah. You use the knife, the file, the
Autopsy.
autopsy.
I guess I didn't use the handprint. Okay, no.
Your cat has become a loaf.
Yes, she has.
There's no way it's the fucking book, right? Like,
Why the fuck would it be the book?
I have no idea, but there's absolutely no reason why it wouldn't be the book, right? We could just safely rule that out, even though...
Evidence law. That totally contradicts her statement.
I'm not... You already used that one. We used the
knife.
We used the switchblade. We used the piece of cloth. We used the files, the autopsy. I'm thinking it's going to be either evidence list or the trophy.
You know, I think I can press this again and maybe get her to...
Oh, point of the victim, and then, but why? Why would you do that?
What?
Wait,
what?
didn't we go through this already? Load?
Yeah, I forgot.
Wait, I thought we already went through that conversation.
We might have, but it seemed different.
Alright, well...
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound. Oh, wait.
And then you remove the body?
No, this is...
But why? Why would you...
This is the
So,
same.
yeah, we did... Okay.
Why did you move the body? Then, when you showed up in the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason this guy moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Okay, so we get a new testimony depending on what we ask.
Okay.
Pieces of the jar? You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I thought it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that.
Yeah, because if it was already shattered, then how would the name be written on it?
Right, because it'd be like, and it'd be out of his reach.
Well, not only that, but it's written on multiple pieces.
Right, which means it had to have been...
Together before it broke.
Right, or shattered even before this incident, and then he just wrote over the cracked lines. But that doesn't make any sense. Because
No.
why would it wouldn't just re-crumble the same way it was. It shattered even further, so...
Yeah. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Anyway, I completely fabricated this... I committed this fabrication alone. Completely alone. Well, motivation, piece of the jar, third right layer.
Okay, hold on. Save here
Okay.
with this line of the width.
And full health.
Yes. And present the jar.
Guess so? Because the cracks...
Alright, we're making progress.
Alright.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring everyone's attention to a significant contradiction with your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Ah.
He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. Witness may now continue her testimony.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the... She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
She didn't think Dark was the murderer?
She thought Emma was, remember? Because
Oh, right.
so the jar was already broken.
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have. What was Dark?
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar.
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you'd do that for me?
It seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Darkwood killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation? Lana! I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
But how could you see when the power's out? It should have been pitch black in that office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Clearly you didn't.
Yeah. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene?
Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time.
It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
There'll be plenty of time after the case is over, because...
Shit. I mean... after we get Gamp, there's gotta be, some, lesser charge for the two of them, right?
Well,
Because, I mean,
at this
Emma
point,
could get off at being in self-defense, and
yes.
Lana, I mean,
at this point, she's admitted to forging evidence
tampering,
and
yeah, but...
I mean, she'll...
It's not the same as murder.
Right. She'll probably still get, like, some jail time, but not nearly as much.
Right. And maybe she can get off with, like, probation or community service and good behavior and stuff.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
No doubt this will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradiction in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I think...
Also, I like how she still changes the different directions she's facing when she said the line, too.
Yeah.
When you go between the testimony pieces.
Before... Just to be
What?
safe. Sorry, thank you. Just to be safe, I'll save.
You're gonna do the jar again?
Yes.
Mm.
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was... still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night the Prosecutor Marshal was murdered, you were not the first one to show up at the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
I never even considered that possibility. I can't believe I completely overlooked that idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
He hid one of the pieces so Lana couldn't erase that part.
Right.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer that? And we'll see if he can on the next episode. See you guys next time.